Hello, crafters, and welcome to the Creative Expressions Treasure Chest with me, James Hembrow, and thank you very much for joining me. Just for a few moments of your time, I've got a great deal for you I'm going to share with you and a couple of ideas, but thank you very much for joining me. Now, don't forget, if it's something fairly new, you've come along and joined us here today, then make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and you'll get notified then of all the upcoming deals that I'll be bringing you on the Treasure Chest, wherever you're watching, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, or any of the social media feeds that we've got going out here for you. Now, all the links are below in the description there for this week's Treasure Chest bundle. It will take you straight over to the Creative Expressions website, where it will land you on the page where we've got this amazing deal with over 70% off. I think it's kind of one of the largest ones I've put together for you, but it's a massive deal, definitely. 70% off on this Treasure Chest. Yes, it's a great collection, which I'll show you just a few moments. So yeah, links are below, straight to the Creative Expressions website. Have a browse. There's loads of great goodies on there as well. Anyway, if there's any other bits and pieces I'm mentioning, maybe the foundation card stock, or you want to grab some of the Cosmic Shimmer glue, it's all there for your for you to be able to browse and have a good shop through. Anyway, without further ado, let me show you what we have got in this week's treasure chest. It's an amazing collection of goodies. I said, I think it's one of the biggest discounts I've bought you. They're always great deals. I'm going to go in straight away and just tell you that we're not even going to charge you the price of this one die here. This one die alone has an RRP of $21.99, but this whole bundle for these 4 die sets and this amazing 3D pearl accents that you will have seen me use many a time is just £19.99. That's £19.99 over on the Creative Expressions website. I say all the links are below. So let's have a look at what you've got, because there is a collection here of 48 individual dies. That's like less than 40p a die, and then like 99p for the stamps, because you've even got stamps in these sets. So let's take a look at these first. So these are a combination of dies and stamps. You've got these great little stamps here that fit inside this banner die, as well as this really beefy, bold, beautiful font that Sue's put together here for us. So these are all Sue Wilson dies by the fabulous Sue Wilson. Always a stunning collection that she puts together, and these are some amazing finds. I love these. I have used these a few times before, and I thought they would be great to include in this week's treasure chest bundle. So you've got beautiful, you've got fabulous, you've got a range of stamps, both 9 stamps here and 7 stamps here, which you can actually use with these words or interchange them. So there's nothing stopping you, as I've shown before when I've used these. You can even have sort of, have a beautiful day. So you can link the stamps across the 2 sets. So you've got the ideal combination of having both of these in the treasure chest goodie bundle this week to be able to do exactly that. And they are nice, big, bold. They make a real statement on your card fronts, as well as being a sentiment. And then I've also found out I think these are an amazing find. There's 22 dies on this one and 21 dies in this one here. They are an amazing, beautiful blossoms collection and an elegant arrangement. And it's basically going to cover just about every single floral arrangement need that you could possibly have. There are loads of dies here, and it's not just the actual floral flowers and the daisies and the daffodils and all the foliage. You're also going to get all of your amazing vases and pots and other little finishing touches, be it the baskets or more vases, lovely, really different vase there, or an oriental style, lots of different foliage, swirls, little twigs to really embellish your finishing. You've got snowdrops, or it could be bluebells, and entirely up to you what color you want to create these. You've got some water blossoms there. So between these 2 combinations, it's going to create a absolutely amazing arsenal of creativity you're going to be able to go to time and time again. I know these are going to be real worker dies, as I like to call them. It's something you can use to fill up, make an entire card front, or just add that little finishing touch to one of your projects. So let's have a little look at what Sue and the design team have put together for us. And I will come back to the Cosmic Shimmer 3D Pearl Accents in just a moment, and we'll show you how to use those. I know I always say they're my favorite. I love all Cosmic Shimmer, and I don't make any bones about it. I always tell people when I get asked, why do I love working for Creative Expressions? it's Cosmic Shimmer. There's loads of reasons, obviously. It's the dyes as well. It's an amazing, amazing creative company, but Cosmic Shimmer is absolutely fantastic. And this is one of many products. And I always call them pearls in a bottle, if you've seen me before, but the 3D pearl accents, I'll come back to those in just a moment. So let's have a look at some inspiration of what this great bundle is going to be able to allow you to create. So we've got just literally a couple of dies here, the vase and some of the foliage or the sort of blossom branches, and that makes an amazing card front. You could go ahead and create a huge combination of all of these little floral arrangements down the bottom, and like I was saying to you, just that alone creates an amazing card front. You can make a real statement, something like this, adding some of our glitter blitz, which you'll find on the website, along with some of the diamond frost sparkle there on the background. But that looks absolutely stunning what Sue has done here, just using that antique gold foundation card, along with some gloss black cardstock, and just those two elements from this die set here. Look at what you can create. Looks absolutely funny, fantastic, and you can obviously put that on any background. Now, what about an amazing wreath collection that's been done here by some of our design team members, using all of the elements going around here with some twinkle embellishments. You could go in there maybe with some glossy accents as well, and again going in with creating your own wreath there, your own piece. I think it looks absolutely stunning. Now, I love this. This just looks like something you find on the side of a greenhouse or a shed, something like that. You could even do that, actually. I just think that looks absolutely fantastic. This idea of sort of green foliage and air plants and all sorts. Again, you can make these plants and these flowers whatever you want just by changing the color and how you treat them. But this little flower pot, I think that's a real hidden gem, and that is here. It's in this bundle here, and I think that would be absolutely stunning to use on many, many, many cards. Now, this one here, this is using two of the vases and just framing them up with a little bit of foliage, some of the flowers inside. Again, looks really striking. Now, not forgetting those two word stamps that we saw, and this is what I meant about them making a real statement. They become the card there themselves. So you get the stamps, and you get the die, and you get those little banner stamps, banner dies, sorry, that are there, because the Fabulous actually has two of those included. So those Fabulous ones have been used here with the word beautiful. So it just shows you how you can cross those over. Maybe you want to do a bit more of a really striking, strong colour there, and then just duplicating the word Fabulous, white on white cardstock, really, really effective there. We've also got, again, really quite a big card, but that sentiment, you can see how large it actually is. I will just measure that for you out of curiosity. So when it's cut out, you're looking at 11 centimeters across there. That is by a good 2 centimeters high. So it is a good size sentiment in a nice bold font that you've got in the beautiful, and then something similar in the Fabulous. Again, using those words to build up a card front. Great idea, and as I was saying to you, it makes a real statement. So let's have a look at that 3D pearl assets that we've got. I'm going to pop those cards to one side, and we will come back and relook at these. But these two dies, absolutely amazing. Just one of those on its own, RRP of $21.99 normally. Now, 3D pearl accents, they're water-based. It's come with a fine tip nozzle here. They've got a formula within this pearl accent of what I call like a no-tail. And I should explain what I mean by that when I take a little bit of cardstock, because probably the traditional thing with these you would see me normally do, and if I bring it up to the camera like that, you should be able to see, is creating these pearl drops. So you just lightly squeeze the bottle, and as you do, out will come a little pearl like that on your cardstock. And that no-tail formula kind of explains what I mean by that. Is the little tail that's normally left behind just gets pulled back in. Now, they've obviously got to dry, but you can see they are completely raised and very dimensional there with that stunning graceful pink colour that we've got on there. Now, they are water-based, so that means there's a few tricks and tips that I can show you with these, and you can use those on cardstock like I've done here. You can also use them over gloss card. You can even use them on acetate, and they will dry absolutely perfectly. Now, let me just bring in another little tip to share with you. What I've done here is I left these overnight to dry. This is just on a normal woodware craft sheet, and what I've actually done is I've put some pearl drops on there, let them dry, and then what you get are these almost like little candies, and you can just poke them off like that when they're dry, retain their shape like that absolutely perfectly, and then you've got a little candy that you can glue back down because they're now dry onto your project. So you've got these lovely range of little candy. The reason I say that is because it's a non-stick craft sheet. It's got that sort of non-sticky surface, and the glue tends to level out a little bit more. They're still raised, but they're more flat. And also it means that maybe if you're not overly confident with using the glue straight onto your project, you can put it onto a craft sheet, formulate them like that, and then glue them onto your craft project absolutely easily when they're all dry, because they just come off there, and there we go. They're slightly tacky still when they're still wet, and you can just put those straight onto your craft project. So that's another way you can use them like that. Let me just pop those to one side to pick off later. Now, another way that you can use them, if I bring in 2 of our vases that we've got there, and also a couple of the flowers, just using them just to really enhance, and that's kind of what they are, these accents, to add an accent just to the centre of flowers, things like that. As simple as that. What a difference that actually makes. You can see why I've added these into these bundles. But you've even got on Sue's designs here little areas which are kind of crying out for something like these little embellishments. And I think using some nice white or pink black cardstock with this 3D pearl accent would work absolutely perfectly. And you can see how easy it is just to dab that down onto the surface and add those onto there. It just adds that little finishing touch. Really, really simple. And it's not just about adding them to the flowers. You can also go into the vases. Maybe you want to add a little bit of a slightly larger drops, but you could actually go up the side of the pot almost like it's in the design of the pot, possibly. Something like that. Just adds something a little bit different that really is going to be kind of unique to your design. So just changing that one black on white cardstock, using that makes a big difference straight away. Really effective, really easy to do. Now, other things you can do with them when they're drying, and these are now dry, but you can actually go ahead when they're wet for the first time and sprinkle over any of our glitters. Now, 2 of the really good glitters to go for are anything from the Diamond Frost range. They're on our website. If you've maybe seen some of the bundles before, we've had them on our treasure chest bundles before. So as I say, I always look to try and link products across. But this is one of the Diamond Frosts. You can go for the sparkle style, the Aurora, and it's going to create these lovely sort of coconut, I was just thinking, like coconut frosted little sweeties that you get on the cakes, but they look like little pink snowballs. Loads and loads you could do with that for Christmas, or just to embellish the 3D accents a little bit further. So that's something you can think about, is sprinkling glitters over the top of these. And then when they're dry, they're obviously, the glitter is stuck to it and they're completely dimensional. You can see how dimensional they are off the sheet there. And they are absolutely stunning. I love those. Doesn't matter how you do them. There's loads of different techniques you can use, small and large, and really, really simple and effective. Now, other techniques that you can do with them, you can easily go into any of your embossing folders, and they just add a real difference. So any embossing folders or backgrounds that you've got that you maybe want to add a bit of colour to, just to show you, you can normally always find in any of our embossing folders perfect areas without having to overthink it, that you can turn around and add these 3D pearl accents to it. They've often been designed with that in mind, so you can start to pick out details like that, and it just makes a bit of a striking difference to what we've got. Doesn't matter what the designs are, they're always going to have somewhere where you can add a little bit of an embellishment to it just to bring them to life, and they look absolutely amazing like that as well. Now, we've also got the ability, if you want to actually stencil with these. So I'm just going to very quickly show you what I mean. So I've got a DL stencil here, and I'm going to just pop some of our Cosmic Shimmer accent over the top of the stencil, and I'm actually just going to put it on the stencil surface. Now, this is a glue, so you are going to just need to bear in mind that when you finish this technique, you are going to want to pop your stippling brush, which I'm going to use in a moment, into some water. We'll just do that area. So that's sat on top of the DL sheet at the moment, the stencil sheet. Got a little stippling brush. I'm just going to go ahead and I just, obviously you could normally tape this down to low tack tape, but just for quickness, I just want to show you, just stippling this over this area, because it is a coloured 3D pearl glue, it's going to work on dark card. It's going to retain its colour. It's going to stay sort of semi-translucent, but really opaque mainly, and it's like working with sort of textured paint almost. And I said you are going to want to wash this out immediately. So just place it into a bowl of water, and then it'd be very, very easy just to clean up. And then I'll just stop there just to give you an idea of how this works. And then I'll show you what I've done previously that's dry. So just that area like that, I'm going to pop that into a bowl of water now. Take that away. Look at that. It's just a very different technique that you can use. And it actually has a little bit of texture. Now, if I bring in one that's already dry, you can see here the technique that I've used, just stippling, maybe around the edges as well. There's that stencil that I've done. Then I've just gone in and accented it with a couple of little pearl drops on there. But it actually has a texture. It's not like, say, our fluffy stuff. It's more of almost like a sandy or sort of felt or slightly sort of fabric type texture to it, because of that 3D accent. When you stipple it, it retains that really nice texture. So it's just a really different idea. That sort of technique you can also use if you wanted to over dark card using a technique like this. This is very, very, very simple to do. It's something dead easy. You just need to squeeze your bottle, and as you do, work it backwards and forwards into shapes. And that's all I've done, kept it continuous, like so. And then I have trimmed out a section of card like that. And then again, added in some accent, little pearl drops in the corners when that's dry. Gives you a really snazzy background, looks great on dark card, works just as well on similar colour card as well. I can show you that. So if you wanted to do pink on pink, that works just as well. You can see like that sort of tone on tone. Just creates a bit of dimension and a little bit of texture to your project. So that's the 3D pearl accents. If you've seen me use before, I've made nail heads, I've done little coconuts and trees. They obviously come in a range of colours that you can use, but the one that I've included in today's treasure chest bundle is the great graceful pink shade, which works really, really well with the blossoms and the blooms and the flowers and the floral arrangements. So don't forget that this collection here in front of me here now is just $19.99. It's an amazing deal. It really is. It's 70 or over 70% off. As I said, that one die alone is $21.99 RRP, as is this one. So to get two of those and the PVA and these two dies and stamps is absolutely terrific. So head over to the Creative Expressions website now. Links down below. It will take you to this great treasure chest bundle that I've put together for you this week. And I really hope you enjoy it. Don't forget on all the social media sites to like and subscribe. It really helps, as I've said in the past, and it is helping. I'm sure you can see it. I'm bringing more and more really stunning deals to you with loads of different little Cosmic Shimmer products added in for you to sort of build your collection. And also over on the Creative Expressions website, you'll find loads of other really good deals and goodies to add to your collection and add to your treasure chest purchase. So it's until stocks last. Head over there, enjoy yourself, get creative, share with me what you're doing as well. Come over to the Creative Expressions Facebook page, Instagram. Let us know what you've used, what you've made maybe. Send us some photos. It'd be great to see what you're doing. And until next time, happy crafting, and I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Thank you very much for joining me today.